We are introducing Pulse AI, the smarter way to understand your account. Pulse AI gives you a clear picture of everything happening across your business, from calls and messages to team performance and custom activities. It tracks what's working when your account is most active, customer sentiment, and where attention is needed. Everything comes together in a clean, organized dashboard where you can view performance, compare metrics, and explore insights with ease. Each day, Pulse prepares a full account summary with key opportunities, trends, and areas to improve. So, no complicated custom dashboards to build, no complicated reports to create, just the clarity you need to make better actions and better decisions every single day. Let's quickly move ahead to installing Pulse AI. So the first thing you have to do is to head over to App Marketplace, search for Pulse AI, and right over here, click on Install. Click on Allow on Install. Once that is done, quickly refresh this current page. Scroll down by the side, and you're going to see a new custom page that has been created for the app. This is it right down here, Pulse AI. Let's quickly click on that. In here, you will see an authentication page actually being loaded. Once that is done, put in your Open API key, and then you have to click on Save and Continue. Once all of that is done, you are going to be welcomed with this dashboard. This is where the power of Pulse AI is actually displayed. So right inside of this dashboard, you have a couple of metrics like total messages, new contacts, average sentiment, contact engagement, response rate. All of this data is going to be pulled straight from your account. You will have to note that the first time you install this app, it's going to take quite some time to pull out all the past information and present information right over here to be displayed in your dashboard. So scrolling down, we have sentiment analysis right here. We have recent activity that is going to all be displayed right over here. So moving on to the next tab, which is the contacts tab, you're going to have all the contacts that is going to be pulled directly from your account and is going to be displayed right over here. So this is just an example. Here you have the contact, you have the sentiment, that's the score the AI is actually going to attribute to that contact. You have the specific tags that are attributed to that specific contact. You have when the contact was created, and you have a couple of actions you can do. So let's just take an example. Let's just say I'm scroll somewhere down and look for a contact. So we have this contact, and we can see here that we have a sentiment analysis of 1.5. We'll have a couple of tags that have been attributed, and then we have a date when that contact was actually created. And guess what? You can be able to delete this from here, and a lot of people sometimes face these issues maybe where you would not like to pull in specific contacts. So let's say you don't want to pull in data from this specific contact. What you can do is you can simply click on this exclude button right here, and it's going to exclude this contact from being analyzed by the AI itself. Scrolling back up, we can actually sort out all the contacts differently. So if you want all the contacts, you can actually just click here on all contacts. If you want all the contacts that is included in the AI, you can actually click here and have everything on this way. And if you want all the contacts that have been excluded from the AI, just click here and you're going to see this. And right over here, you can also refresh, if in case maybe you have not seen the contact you're looking for. And you can also filter contacts by tags, and the system automatically pulls out all the number of tags that are available in your system for you to be able to filter out contacts based on those specific. The next tab we are going to move on to is the call analytics tab. Inside of the call analytics tab, you're going to be able to analyze and track call performance metrics. So the first option you can see right over here is for you to be able to select maybe a specific date range. So if you say, let's say you want to analyze maybe call analytics or call different trends and everything, you can say, hey, I want to analyze calls maybe from the 12th or maybe from the 3rd right over to this date. Once you do that, just click on update, and what's going to happen is that it's just going to analyze all the calls that have happened within that specific period or that specific date range that was mentioned right here. So inside of here, you can see the total calls that have been processed within your account, average duration, and average grade that has been made upon the different contacts and calls that have gone through your account, and then you're going to see resolution rate. So these are specific analytics that are going to be very useful to account users and account owners. So right over here, you can see the volume. You have specific graphs containing the inbound and outbound calls you do have right here. You have grade distribution, really important to be able to grade the different calls you have. So everything you can grade it from A to E depending on what exactly you're looking for within the calls. Over here you have the call duration patterns, which is actually also represented in a kind of graph form. And here you also do have sentiment trends regarding all the calls that have been made, right? So inside of here as well, you can go down and you're going to have recent calls. So you can have calls that have been done by different account users right over here. So you have the different account users that are listed here, and you can actually filter them by inbound and outbound call depending on what you're looking for exactly. And down here you have a couple of data that is being displayed on the table here. You have the time and date, you have the contact, you have the specific agent or user that did the call, you have the call direction, you have the duration, you have the grade, and then you have the summary. So how cool is that? Let's just click on one to see how that actually looks like. I'm going to click on this first one right here. Once I click on view details, I'm presented with this new beautiful page. So what does this page contain? It contains the call details, the call date, the call direction, the contact, the user, the call duration. And then guess what? You do have the transcript. Right over here, you have what the user said and you have what the contact actually did say. And one of the greatest and most magical parts is a call summary. So you're going to have the AI summarize this entire call, and then right down here, you're going to have the call grading. The AI is actually going to grade this call depending on depending on the interaction that was actually between the user and the contact itself. Now we're going to move on to the next tab, which is the hourly stats. So in this tab, you're going to be able to analyze customer interaction patterns by hour. So let's say you're going to have peak hour, you're going to have peak count, you're going to have business periods, you're going to have the total interactions. So you have a beautiful graph that actually breaks down everything. Right down here, you have the hourly breakdown. Let's say maybe from this time from 3 to 3:59, you had about 0 calls. And let's say maybe from midnight to 59 seconds, you had about 3 calls that went on. So you have all the deep analytics concerning the customer interactions and all of these by hour. Let's move ahead to one of the most interesting features. We call these the AI reports. The AI report is basically an account summary report that summarizes every detail about the account. It summarizes the different calls and every different custom metrics you might have actually selected for it. So you can actually decide right over here to select a specific date to be able to have different account summary reports for those different dates. And below here, you're going to have that account summary that actually pulls out here. It's going to give you the date of the specific account summary, and here you're going to have a couple of metrics. So you're going to have an executive summary of everything that happened in your account, the total messages during that day, the total contacts interacted with, the overall sentiments, and you're going to have specific areas where the AI actually wants you to get attention in, right? You're going to have sentiment distribution. You're going to have the AI telling you, hey, you have 1 positive, 2 neutral, 2 negative, depending on your account statistics. Going down, you're going to have the key insights about your account. Straight down, you're going to have account actions. These are simple recommendations by the AI concerning the different actions you have to actually take in your account. Scrolling down, you have critical issues that have been highlighted by the AI. Down, you have opportunities. And down you have most engaging topics. This is based on custom prompts. We're going to see that in a couple of moments from now. So we have trend and patterns, and then we have custom right down here. So custom metrics are basically what you're actually asking the AI to pull out from your account. We're going to see that in the next tabs that are going to be just down below. So this is a comprehensive summary of everything that happened to your account within that specific day. So that's actually how it works. And what actually happens here is every day at midnight, relative to your account time zone, they will do a comprehensive report on the previous day. And you're going to be able to fetch that from here. Okay, so what you can do now is you can actually refresh this summary, or you can actually export the summary to a PDF depending on what you would like. The next tab you're going to move on to is the system. Right over here, this is just basically any issues that have been going on, or if there are any errors, or if there are any things, the system malfunctioning, you're going to have all those system logs that are going to be displayed right over here for easy troubleshooting. The next tab you're going to move on to is the settings tab. Right over here into the settings tab, we're going to be presented with the first area here. The first area here is simply your profile information. This is going to be pulled from the specific user that is actually logged in right now into this account. The next one we're going to be having here is preferences. So let's say you're more of maybe the dark mode type of guy, or you want the light theme, or you want this app to actually do follow the system theme at the moment. The next tab you're going to have down here is the API configuration tab. So right here, you can either change the API key that you actually entered earlier, or you can decide to leave it that way. Everything depends on you right here. And now we have custom AI prompts. This is where the magic actually does operate right here. So remember, in the couple of other sections we visited inside of this app, we had areas where we had AI, contact AI analysis. So right over here, if you want different analysis to be pulled out by the AI when it concerns contact AI analysis, you can easily define your own custom prompt right over here. But for the moment, we already have solid prompts that can actually help you to pull out those information. But this is just to enable you to have that option to modify these and scale these depending on your personal preferences. So we have other parameters right here, like call summary report. So right here, this is a prompt that we have already curated for you, but this can easily be changed depending on what and how you want to be receiving these reports on your site. These are a couple of them. You have the call grading prompt as well. This one is actually used to grade the different calls or interactions that go on within the system. So you can change this depending on what you want. You can modify it depending on the kind of system and business you're actually having right now. And guess what? You can also activate or deactivate these at preference. So let's say you don't want call grading prompts, or you don't want a call grading. So you can actually just deactivate these, and it's going to deactivate right into your account. Once you do that, just click on save changes right here, and it's going to be saved. I'm just going to re-enable it back because I want to use that, right? So you're going to have customer life cycle intelligence. As I said, this is default prompts we already currently have in the system, very solid ones. But if you really want to customize that, then no worries, you can actually customize them right over there. Now let's move on to custom metrics. Right over here in the custom metrics tab, you have the ability to create custom metrics for your account summaries. An example is going to be this one. Let me just show you what I just did here. So right over here, I just gave it a title. I just gave it icon, just gave it chart. And then this is my prompt. I said, hey, look at all this interaction and list all the clients who expressed their need. And guess what? This is another powerful area right down here. Auto tag contacts with CRM tags. So what the AI is going to do is that it's going to give out, or it's going to pull out all this specific information I gave it right here into this prompt, and then it's automatically going to tag all of these contacts with these specific tag from the account itself. How great is that? You can easily customize it to meet your business requirements. Let's say you're into marketing and you would like to know maybe the different customers who have interacted with you during that day, asking maybe for a specific brand of cars. You can easily prompt that right over here, and then as a tag, you can actually add a tag that is going to tag those specific clients, and then maybe fire up some automations you would like to use. Once you do that, just click on update metric, and that is going to be done. Now let's move over to the bot settings. Right over here in the bot settings, you're going to have a series of webhook events that are going to be here. Literally, these are default webhook events that are going to be required for the call functionality, and they can not be disabled by default. So right over here, you have that. And just beside, we have the advanced tab, another very great feature with Pulse AI. So guess what? Did you know you can be able to teach your AI what the tags actually mean? By doing this, when a contact gets tagged, the AI automatically understands the business context. So how do you do that? You just come over here, click on add event context. So what you're going to do here is that you just saw this just popped up, loaded 567 tags, the CRM. So what this is going to do is that it's going to load all the tags from this account. And what you'll be able to do is you can search for a tag, let's say affiliate, right? And then you can explain to the AI, hey, this tag actually does this, and this tag does this and does that. So what happens is you're explaining to this AI how this tag actually functions and what it means when it comes to your business functionality. Once you're done doing this, you can just click on add event context, and automatically the AI is going to be able to understand those different tags you do currently have. So right over here at the top, you do have a small custom widget, which is here, is going to be shown account summary. If you click on that, it's going to pull in or pull out all the information you actually do have right here from your dashboard. So you can actually do access it from different areas within your specific account. So you're going to have all the insights you currently do have, all of that listed right by the side. Another way for you to be able to access statistics concerning Pulse AI is through the Conversations tab. So right over here into the Conversations tab, you can just, if you scroll just by the side, you're going to see contact sentiment. If you click on contact sentiment, you're going to be able to see the various contact sentiments that has been done by Pulse AI right over inside of your Conversations tab. The next tab as well, where you can see a piece of Pulse AI analysis, is right over here into the contacts area. So right over here into the contacts area, in the contacts tab as well, you can just go by the side. You're going to see a small icon just here in the form of a shape of a heart. Just click on it. And then right over here, you're also going to be able to see this contacts sentiment. So this concludes this video. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions about this specific app, feel free to contact or reach out to us support. We are available 24/7 to answer any of your follow-up queries.